Hi, it's me again, Teacher JM from Banmai School. That's right. So, how are you today? Okay, for today's video, we're going to study about flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Okay, before that, okay, hey, it's about flowering plants. Okay, flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Okay, before that, let's proceed to our vocabulary words. Okay, let's read. Okay, repeat after Teacher JM. Okay, number one is moss. Okay, moss. Okay, second is fern. Okay, fern. Next, pine tree. Pine tree. Okay, next is mushroom. Mushroom. Okay, next is seaweed. Okay, seaweed. Okay, next, algae. Algae. Next, conifer. Okay, conifer. Okay, next is it doesn't produce flowers. Okay, next, for our sentence structures, I am going to say what plant is it? What plant is it? And you are going to answer it's a fern. Okay, it's a fern. Okay, next, for our sentence structure number 2, is a fern a non-flowering plant? Is a fern a non-flowering plant? And you're going to answer to me, yes it is, or no it isn't. It's a blank. Okay, yes it is, or no it isn't. It's a blank. Okay, very good. Now, for our sentence structure number 3, why? Okay, because it doesn't produce flowers. Okay, because it doesn't produce flowers. Okay. Okay, let's now proceed to our topic for today. Okay, let's go for parts. There's okay, productive structure of an angiosperm of flower. Okay, what are the four main parts of a flower? Okay, that are the four main parts of a flower. Okay, calyx is the outer protection of the flower, and it is made of the sepals and receptacle. Okay, sepals and receptacle, or the called calyx. Okay. Next is corolla. Corolla is usually the most obvious part of the flower. The petals attract pollination. And next is stamen, or the male parts. Stamen is the male part of the flower, and it's usually located inside the petal. And the stamen composed of anther and filament. Okay, anther holds the pollen, which contains anther. Okay, next is pistil. Okay, pistil is the female part, and the carpel is the female part of the flower, and usually located in the center of the flower. And carpel is composed of stigma, style, ovary, and ovule. Oh, many pistil. Okay, what is pistil, or the female part? It's the female part of the flower. Can be a single pistil, consists of several carpel. Okay, pistil, female parts. Contain stigma, ovary, ovules, and the parts of the pistil. We have stigma, style, ovary. Okay, stigma, sticky surface, top of the pistil. Stigma, style, tube-like structures, ovules, or the egg of the plant. Okay, these are the parts of the flowers. As you can see in the picture, we have the corolla and the calyx. Okay, stamen and the pistil. Okay. Scientists classify flowers based on these four parts of flower: the calyx, corolla, stamen, and the pistil. Okay, complete flower, four parts: calyx, corolla, stamen, pistil. Incomplete flower lacks. It can be a flower perfect and complete, perfect and incomplete, imperfect and. That's are the parts of the flower. Okay. Okay, that's are the non-flowering plants. Okay, non-flowering plants. Okay. Do you have idea what is non-flowering plants? Okay, there are the non-flowering plants. Okay, non-flowering plants, some plants don't produce flowers and seeds. Okay, non-flowering plants such as ferns and mosses produce spores instead of seeds. Okay, these are the picture about spores. Okay, spores are microscopic peaks of living material, and ferns produce their spores on the undersides of the leaves. Okay, as you can see below, this is the picture of spores. Okay, next is another example of spores. Okay, next is example of mosses. Okay, these are the example of mosses. Very thick leaves. Okay, mosses. The characteristics of mosses. Mosses are some of the simplest plants with simple stems and leaves. Okay, mosses have spores which can be found inside a capsule. Okay, the spores are dispersed by the wind. Okay, examples of mosses. As you can see in the picture here, the example of mosses. Okay, examples of ferns. Okay, these are the example of ferns. Okay, next, characteristics of ferns. Okay, ferns are plants that reproduce through spores which are found on the underside of the leaves. Okay, ferns can be found in damp and shady places, and they have roots, feathery leaves, and underground stem. Okay, ferns. Okay, next is gymnosperms. Okay, some plants don't have flowers or spores, and gymnosperms are plants that produce seeds in cones. Okay, these are the example of gymnosperms. Okay, gymnosperms. Okay, take a look at the picture. Okay, gymnosperms. Okay, characteristics of gymnosperms. Gymnosperms reproduce with cones. They are all tall evergreen trees with roots and woody stem. Gymnosperms have needle-shaped leaves and they are usually found in dry places. Okay, I think that's the end. Okay, I hope you learned something and thank you very much and bye.